Talkers get all the money. Talkers get all the attention.
Yeah.
Talkers get everything. We get a bad rap, but we get everything else.
Yeah, they do.
Good. Yeah.
Mike Tyson recently unveiled the harsh reality behind Jake Paul's cancellation by sponsors, fans, and the media, attributing it largely to Jake's own actions. Tyson remarked that Paul tried so hard to differentiate himself that he metaphorically leapt off the cliff of fame without a parachute. Fans once adored Jake for his humorous pranks and catchy songs. Tyson even admitted to enjoying a few of those tunes. However, the tide has turned as Paul transformed from a lovable entertainer into a controversial figure filled with trash talk and deceit. Tyson, having witnessed enough of Jake's
That's. I wish I could stop that guy. I wish I could stop that guy. I wish that guy died, but he's here to stay.
antics, felt compelled to confront him and put an end to the ongoing circus. He expressed a deep frustration, stating, "I wish I could stop that guy. I wish that guy died, but he's here to stay." After 7 months of observing Paul's antics, Tyson chose this moment to drop a bombshell about his frustrations. This sudden epiphany raises questions about the motivations behind Tyson's critique.
I respect you for showing up, man to man. But you don't want to fight.
I never.
But you don't want to fight.
I never.
You don't want to fight.
I never.
Whoa.
You
don't want to fight.
Why now? Perhaps he believes that enough is enough, and it's time for a reality check in the world of combat sports entertainment. Surprise, surprise. Jake Paul is once again at the center of a storm, and this time it's not just some cheesy YouTube prank or Twitter trash talk. Nope, this time it's an all-out street fight, and it's as chaotic as you'd expect from him. According to Jake, he was minding his own business when he got jumped by a random stranger in broad daylight. Seriously, what are the odds? Instead of diffusing the situation like a sane person, Jake went full UFC mode and broke the guy's nose. Yes, a punch so hard, it likely sent that poor guy's nose into a different zip code. What started as a bizarre street tussle quickly escalated into a much bigger issue, with Jake Paul ending up in handcuffs and arrested on a Saturday. Talk about a weekend buzzkill. You'd think getting arrested would be enough drama, but no, this is Jake Paul we're talking about. Things are about to get even messier. The guy Jake punched is now in serious condition, putting Jake in deep trouble. This isn't just a simple, whoops, I messed up situation. He's facing a legal nightmare. Being locked up over the weekend certainly didn't help his case. It's like he poured gasoline on the already raging fire of his public image, which wasn't great to begin with, but it gets even juicier. Rumors are swirling that Jake might have staged the whole incident. Yes, you heard that right. It's one thing to get into a real fight, but allegedly planning it just to avoid facing Mike Tyson is next-level shady. This controversy isn't sitting well with the business world, and whispers about Jake's credibility are growing louder. Jake Paul's alleged manipulative behavior has sent his business partners into a full-blown panic. It's no longer just about his unpredictability. It's about whether he's become a genuine threat to their brand image. When businesses get scared, they cut ties fast. Jake used to be more than just a boxer. He was a
Talkers get all the money. Talkers get all the attention.
Yeah.
Talkers get everything. We get a bad rap, but we get everything else.
Yeah, they do.
Good. Yeah.
brand, a social media king, an influencer. Now all of that is hanging by a thread as each sponsor jumps ship. The future of Jake Paul the brand looks bleaker with every departure. Let's be honest, once brands drop you after a scandal like this, they rarely come back. If this trend continues, the days of Jake pulling in those fat checks may be over for good. When you think about the timing, it all starts to make sense. Jake Paul's highly anticipated fight with Mike Tyson was set for November 15th, and the hype surrounding it was massive. This was supposed to be the moment where Jake could finally prove himself by stepping into the ring with a true boxing legend. But facing a fighter with 40 years of boxing experience is no joke. Suddenly, Jake finds himself in a random street fight just months before the bout. It's a little too convenient, don't you think? Now people are starting to wonder, was this Jake's escape plan? Perhaps he realized he was way out of his depth with Tyson and thought a staged street fight and subsequent arrest might be easier to navigate than the possibility of getting knocked out cold by Iron Mike. Sure, it's not the classiest way to avoid a fight, but in the chaotic world of Jake Paul, where no stunt is too outrageous, This theory doesn't seem far-fetched anymore. However, if this was indeed his master plan to sidestep the Tyson fight, it's backfiring spectacularly. Pulling the plug on such a high-profile match in such a shady and dramatic fashion could ruin Jake's career faster than any uppercut Tyson could throw. Losing to Tyson might have been a blow to his ego, but the fallout from this scandal could be far more damaging to his brand. Backing out like this? That's career suicide for Jake Paul. His sponsors, already jittery from his constant scandals, are probably ready to hit the eject button. The street fight saga isn't just a headline-grabbing stunt. It's the kind of mess that makes brands want to distance themselves fast. Plus, the fact that Jake's opponent from the street fight is still in bad shape makes Jake look like someone who's willing to throw punches at anyone just to escape a tough situation. Fans are noticing this shift too. It's one thing to be the guy who hypes up big fights with flashy trash talk, but now Jake's starting to resemble someone who talks big but bails when it's time to back it up. That's a hard sell, even for his most die-hard supporters. Now let's talk about Mike Tyson. If Jake thought for even a second that Tyson would sit back and watch this nonsense unfold, he seriously misjudged the situation. Tyson is done with the drama and has made it clear that backing out of this fight is not an option. He's been training for years, preparing for the moment he steps into the ring with Jake. If Jake thinks he can weasel his way out of this, Tyson is ready to drop the hammer. Not just in the ring, but in every sense of the word. Jake Paul's career is hanging by a thread, unraveling faster than anyone could have anticipated. Major brands that once embraced the Jake Paul hype are now tripping over themselves to cut ties with him. It's not just a couple of deals.
Hey, Paul, did you call Jed right now?
Yeah.
Deals here and there. It's become a chain reaction. One company pulls out, and suddenly everyone follows suit. Who wants to be associated with someone making headlines for breaking noses in street brawls? Let's be real, this isn't just a minor PR hiccup for Jake. The street fight didn't just dent his image, it smashed it to pieces. While Jake is no stranger to controversy, this time it feels different. After his arrest, brands that once viewed him as a cash cow are realizing he's more trouble than he's worth. Nobody wants their product linked to a guy whose claim to fame now includes beating up a random stranger in broad daylight.
I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you for the next 2 years. And that thing that you came out with today, nobody on earth thinks that you really wrote that. You're too stupid.
The damage to his reputation is almost beyond repair, and that spells bad news for Jake. If things don't turn around soon, his career could be over before he even steps.
A lot of things that Dana and I agree on. There have been personal attacks, which he started, I will point that out. Calling my fights fake, hiring coaches for Ben Askren, bringing in the steroid accusations.
Back into the ring. Things are looking grim for Jake Paul's bank account, especially with Dana White hot on his trail. Dana has been vocal about his disdain for Jake, never shying away from calling him out. The situation escalated dramatically when Dana accused Jake of using steroids. Even before the street fight drama, Dana was throwing shade at Jake, who, of course, denied the allegations. However, the rumor mill never stopped, and now, with the street fight fiasco, those steroid accusations are creeping back into the spotlight. What's alarming is that people are beginning to scrutinize Jake's entire career. Was any of it legitimate? Were his fights real, or was Jake's rise to fame built on a mountain of lies and clever PR stunts? Dana White certainly seems to think so. With the added drama of Jake possibly dodging Mike Tyson, the situation looks worse than ever. When a seasoned figure like Dana, who has been in the fight game for decades, raises questions about Jake's credibility, it only adds fuel to the fire surrounding his controversial image. If you thought things couldn't get any worse for Jake Paul, think again. Eddie Hearn's lawsuit is dragging up all the skeletons Jake thought he'd buried. Hearn's accusations aren't just wild, they're flat-out unfounded, and his legal team isn't playing around. They've been relentless in attacking Jake from every angle, systematically tearing apart his credibility. With each passing day, it becomes clearer that Jake's reckless words have real consequences. Consequences he might not be able to escape this time. Jake's legal mess is escalating, and it's hard to see how he'll come out of this in one piece. If Hearn wins this case, the odds are stacked against Jake, and he could be staring down total financial ruin. Forget about the Tyson fight or YouTube fame. If this lawsuit goes south, Jake Paul's entire empire could collapse in one fell swoop. His brand, boxing career, and reputation are all on the line, and the clock is ticking. In a world where Jake built his empire on controversy and chaos, this legal battle may very well be the one that tears it all down. It's no longer just about facing Mike Tyson, it's about whether Jake Paul has a future in boxing at all. Will this lawsuit be the final knockout punch to his entire career?